Hi, and thank you for joining me again. Today I have Proving Ground for You by Kleiman. This is the untold story of the 6 women who programmed the world's first modern computer. So this one all started when Kleiman came across photographs of the earliest computers, and she saw women posed in these pictures. When she took these pictures and asked people, like, who are these women, she was told that they were just refrigerator models. So that means women put their pose to make the machines look good. But she wasn't convinced. Something about them looked professional and engaged, as though they were familiar with the machines. So she decided to find out who they were and why they were there. She discovered 6 women whose work programming the first computer has been forgotten, ignored, and sidelined until now. A little while back, I came across the term girl hours in a particular book, which isn't really a term that's used anymore, but in the days of early computers, when they took up entire rooms and took hours to process things, women were often engaged in calculating and programming. So the amount of time a computer would take to do something could be measured in girl hours, like how long it would take a girl to do something. It's kind of similar to the way we use horsepower in regards to cars and vehicles. So since then, I've wondered about who these women are or were and why there's this myth that women can't do maths and computers. So when this book came up, I really wanted to read it. The US, just after World War II, was engaged in a technology race to keep pace with other countries' military technology, and the 6 women in this book worked with a machine called ENIAC, ENIAC, researching and figuring out how to program the world's first general-purpose programmable and all electronic computer. They were recruited by the military into a top-secret program at the Moore School, one of the most respected engineering institutions, and would work on artillery equations. It wasn't an easy road. They were often hazed and given a hard time, but they also made enduring friendships with each other and were doing very important work that women were usually not allowed to engage in or allowed to do. So I really liked Kay, Fran, Betty, Marilyn, Ruth, and Jean. Love those names. I love their stories and the different paths they took to end up on the team. Their individual personalities were able to shine in this book, and as I mentioned above, their relationships with each other really interested me. The author explains the time period and the historical backdrop very well in ways that make sure the book is never dry, which is like good peanut butter. Never oily, never dry. It's very important with a book like this because I think, programming and stuff like that can be sort of inaccessible for some readers. I think she also does this really well with all of the technological and technical aspects too. So this book could have been a real slog and bogged down with details in the wrong hands, but the author really neatly avoids this. To be critical, I think there are moments that the author is really keen to set the scene for us and maybe overwrites or creates a little too much of a novelistic scene that you couldn't really prove that that's the way that happened or that's the way that conversation or situation went. And I can see that she's trying to create a cinematic moment for the reader, but it just can feel slightly overdone. But these sort of moments are few and far between. So I really like this book. It's a really interesting subject, and the author has done her research, so that's great. I love seeing these women brought to light and loved learning more about them. So this one's one to read if you love stories about women in history or learning about past technology. It's a very interesting read, and as I said before, it doesn't get bogged down in that technical jargon. So yeah, thank you to HBG Canada for the copy of this one for review, and thank you for watching my video. You can check out some of my other videos. I also have another channel and socials, so you can find links below if you want more of that. And if you want to hang out again, remember to like and subscribe. And you can always leave a comment, let me know what you thought, or let me know what else you might want to see. Thank you.